Yay, you were supposed to be live.
Hello.
Tara from livingonadime.com. Today we are making peanut butter balls and talking about our trip to Colorado. Wow, it was a shock for all of us, needless to say. Dining on a Dime cookbook. This is also a gluten-free, and it can be dairy-free if you want to use dairy-free butter recipe. All of our cookbooks are still 35% off, but we have good news. They are starting to arrive tomorrow.
What?
Next week, as soon as the last truck arrives, the pre-order sale is over because they won't be pre-ordering anymore. So let's get started on peanut butter balls, page 336 right here. Ooh, that doesn't look very good.
Yeah, you can't really see it.
Dining on a Dime cookbook, page 336. Okay, and I just closed the page that I need for the recipe. Okay. All right, so let's get these made, and then we're going to talk about our trip to Colorado. It was very enlightening, to say the least. All right, 336.
People from Colorado waiting to hear it.
So, and that's not us. Is it, dear? Okay, so to make these peanut butter balls, you just literally dump it all in here. I am just guesstimating because I forgot my measuring cup. So there you go. And then you're going to mix this all together into some yummy goodness. So we ended up going to Colorado this weekend. No, wait, weekend? Yeah. Was it the weekend? Yeah. No, was it the weekend? Yes. What day is today? I am so totally confused.
Today's Wednesday.
Then I added my vanilla there.
It was Saturday till Tuesday.
Saturday to Tuesday, yes. We went to Colorado Saturday to Tuesday. Okay, so now all you're doing is you're mixing in your peanut butter and your vanilla and your powdered sugar. Mike has the recipe for this. It's on our website with our 25 Christmas candies.
What is it, peanut butter balls?
Most popular recipe of the entirety of our website ever. We used to be number one, but then a lot of people stole our idea.
Was it peanut butter balls?
Yes, peanut butter balls. Now, normally I do this with a mixer, but because we're live and I don't want you guys to be totally blown out with your ears. Deaf. All right, so I'm just mixing it by hand, but you want it really nice and smooth. These aren't going to be as smooth as if I was doing the mixer, but that's fine. And if you don't have a mixer, can you see? Here's a little trick. Take your batter and smush it against the side. Like that. See how I'm smushing the back of the spoon against the side? And then that helps to get, if you don't have a mixer, that helps to get all of the little lumps out. What are you laughing about? Do I want to know?
No.
Okay.
Somebody said she's intrigued to hear the story, and I'm intrigued to hear it too.
You were there. Okay. So there you go. You mix that all together, and then you're going to make little balls, and you're going to freeze it, okay? Now, it's better to freeze it, but I'm not going to freeze it tonight before I dip it, okay? All right, so we ended up going to Colorado this weekend because we, January, went to the dentist and bought, so it's $350 for us to go to the dentist to have our teeth cleaned because we don't have insurance. And so if we bought their dental care program, then you get 2 cleanings for $300 instead of just 1 cleaning for $350. So we bought in January for the year the dental cleaning And I was like, well, wait a minute. We've already paid for it. And it's already in our plan. And what I do is to stretch the dental cleanings. I go, so like if I buy it in January, then I go like December. So I stretch it almost a year. So I get 2 dental cleanings in a year, but then it's almost a year, so it stretches longer. Okay, now normally what you want to do is put these in the freezer and let them freeze, but for time's sake, I'm not going to do that. Oh dear. Okay, so then you take your little peanut butter balls, and one of my viewers got me this cute little dipping thing. Here, isn't that cute? Can you see that?
Hold it up a little closer again.
Oh, there. Oops, there. Isn't that cute? Okay, so then you take your peanut butter balls and you just dip it down, and look at that.
Oh, so it's like dipping Easter.
And it just lets it come right off. And then as soon as you dip all these, put them back in the freezer, or in my case, I live in Wyoming, so it's very cold. So I just set them outside and let them get frozen. And then I don't have to waste freezer space. Mike made me at the old house a little, you can come back up. There you go, guys. That's it. See how simple that is?
Whoa. Need your seatbelt for that one.
We waste no time cooking. Cooking should not be hours in the kitchen. All right, guys. Tomorrow, books are arriving. So if you ordered your pre-order sale, 35% off. It ends next week when the 4th truck arrives. We have 4 trucks of books coming. When the 4th truck arrives, pre-ordering is over, guys. Pre-ordering
is over. Did you just make
over.
the announcement then? I wasn't hearing.
Well, I told them next week it ends when the 4th truck gets here with the rest of the books, because it's not pre-ordering
did
anymore.
You announce that everything's coming?
Well, I announced that we have 1 truck coming tomorrow.
Yay.
And then hopefully next week we have the other 3 trucks come, right?
Yes.
Or did they change in the last hour? I'm not kidding.
Heard.
We've gotten like 4 updates today that were all different. So what
all
was
before
the
noon.
Yeah, all before noon. So what's the final update on the books coming?
So they were in Butte, Montana at 2:00.
Ooh.
So
really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They're supposed to be here tomorrow. Hopefully not too early in the morning, because we both are not going to be able to do anything with them at that moment. But they're coming tomorrow, and they told me it'd probably be in the afternoon. And then we're going to ship like crazy, probably go overtime, trying to get everything out that we can. So one of 4, they broke the shipment. We had 2 big shipments, and they broke them into 4 trucks. So, wow,
Yeah.
we've really hit the big time. In fact, they called to say, are you sure you know that you have space for 23 pallets? We're thinking, well, we're going to ship a bunch of them out right away. But yes, we do.
All 3 are arriving, guys. All 3 are arriving. So we are just we have orders from June. Thank you, you patient people, you who ordered clear back in June. And we're just going to go down the list, start at the top for the oldest, and just work our way forward from the oldest current. So
Francis says, how are you going to send out all those books? I hope you have help for shipping.
Call Dave and Jack. We do. We have shipper number 2 and shipper number 1 is in the other room. Actually, Jack's a very good worker, and so is Dave. They actually do really, really well. So
some people were asking, some people said, and then others asked if these are the same thing as Buckeyes. And
yeah, same thing.
Every year it seems like every year for a while Tara's made these, and people always ask about them being Buckeyes.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Okay. Oh, and we do have our 2022 planners, guys. Oh, why am I holding up the book? We have our 2022 planners. For those of you asking, we were able to get them done. So go check out our 2022 planners. Michael put the link in there also, dear.
Sorry.
For the 22 planners. There you go. All right. So we had already paid for our dental cleanings for the year.
Sandra says that's an interesting window behind you. Yeah, it's
Yes.
actually in the wall to
Yes.
our doorway.
It goes
area.
to our entry. We had already paid for our cleanings. And so when I pay for the year, we don't get them every 6 months. We get them every 11 months, and then they stretch further. Okay. So then it doesn't cost as much. Well, so we had already had $1,300 worth of cleanings paid up. So we thought, well, why don't we just go ahead and go down to Colorado and see BJ and Ellie and get our teeth cleaned? And so Thursday was a very emotional day for us. Thursday was a very hard day. So we had
Is that too red?
we had been waiting for books. They had just told us on Tuesday the books weren't going to be coming. So just don't expect them before January. They might come in December, but probably not. So then we made the announcement to everyone that the books weren't coming. And then there's this marketing class that we really wanted to get into that is, you have to be interviewed for it and all that. And so there's this marketing class that is in January that we really wanted to go to. But we were like, well, there's only 8 spots and we're just plebes. So they probably won't take us because some of these people are pretty big. And so we were like, yeah, well, whatever. Well, they accepted us.
Woo!
So we were super happy about that. So they accepted us for this marketing class that we wanted to take in Utah in January. Yeah, we're going to drive 12 hours in January to Utah from Wyoming.
Yeah, but we're pretty excited about it because
So-
we love the people that are teaching it.
Yeah, the people that are teaching it are super smart and we really need help. And so so we were super excited about getting in our class. And then like 2 minutes, Mike was making the hotel arrangements for the class. The phone rings and she says, your books are on the truck and they're headed your way tomorrow. And we were like, yay! So we got in our class and we got that and we were super excited over that. Well, so we were supposed to leave Saturday to go to the dentist, and Friday at 10 o'clock, I said, this has been a pretty stressful week. I won't say everything else that happened the rest of the week, but I said, this has been pretty stressful week. So let's see if our favorite massage lady can get us in on Saturday and let's go on Friday, or let's go in 2 hours if we can. And Mike was like, okay, we'll call her and see. So I called her and she's like, oh, I can get you in. Yes, we love Sam. She's the best. And so Sam got us in for an appointment. So at 10 o'clock on Friday, we decided to leave at noon as soon as Jack got out of school to go to Colorado. So that was pretty quick. So we hop in the car, we head to Colorado, we get a hold of BJ and Ellie and said, hey, can you meet us for dinner? And they were like, yes. So we were going to meet them at the restaurant across from our hotel as soon as we got there. And so we're zooming along, zoom, zoom, zoom. The weather's great. No deer jumped in front of our car, nothing. And we hit Fort Collins, Colorado.
Whew!
What did you think about that, dear?
I was afraid for my life. The traffic seemed so much worse than when we
And the construction was like 5 times what it was when we left.
in just 5 months. Wow. Was it 5 months?
Yeah.
4 months.
It'd be 5 months next week. And so we were like, oh my goodness, are we just like getting old or what? So then we turn off into Longmont. And from, I don't know, it's probably a 4-mile stretch of road, maybe not even that long, maybe 3 miles. We had 4, not towards us, but we witnessed.
We were just watching it all happen in front of us.
4 major road rage incidences, to the point where we were like, oh my goodness, is this going to be like a huge pileup because this is so bad? In just 4 miles. We were like, seriously. So we go and we meet BJ. We get checked in the hotel. We meet BJ and we meet Ellie. And we told them, we said, okay, are mom and dad just getting old? Or is the traffic like a whole lot worse? And they were like, no, it's gotten a lot worse. And I was just like, please, my children, please leave and come to the safety of your parents' town. I was just like, oh my goodness, I don't even want BJ and Ellie living here. And so then, so we were with them. Well, we're in Boulder, we're in Longmont, Colorado, but we're in Boulder County, which is the most liberal county in Colorado. I mean, they've been tree huggers since the 60s when Mom was going to school there. You know, they were smoking pot and doing LSD on the high school grass when Mom was growing up, and she just tells stories. She's like, yeah, you know. So Boulder County is like the most liberal county in Colorado. And so we're going around and we're like, all these people are wearing masks. Like, okay, well, come to find out, I guess it's a county mask ordinance, I guess.
I guess each county chooses. And we were surprised just because it hasn't really been a thing in Wyoming.
We haven't worn masks at all since we've been here. And there's no ordinances, nothing. And so it's just been great. And so we started doing some shopping on Saturday, and we were just flabbergasted. We were the only people not wearing masks. I was absolutely shocked. Like, Mike went into the grocery store, and you said the first time there was like 5 people, right? Out of everybody. And then
Dining one has the Christmas cookies.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a lot of Christmas cookies, but yeah.
Okay.
If they want the sugar cookie recipe. And so we were there, and Dave was like, Mom, this is just weird. He said, it's just like we didn't ever live here. And I'm like, yeah. I said, man, this is strange. So we're going around and we're looking and we're like, this is it's almost foreign to us. We knew that we had lived there, but it was like the whole last 10 years of our lives had been totally washed away. Would you agree?
Well, it was like...
It was totally weird.
So, well, driving it and to me, the traffic was surprising because we haven't been gone that long. And I knew it was kind of bad, but I think maybe being away from it for a while has made me more aware of how difficult the traffic was. But what was it you were asking me? Oh, yeah.
It was like we hadn't even lived there.
It was weird. Like, yeah, some parts of it felt like we were watching a movie of going through, not like this is the place we used to live, which is really weird. Because when we used to go back to Estes Park, when we had moved away to Idaho and Kansas,
it felt like we had lived there.
Every time we came back, it was like, oh, but this time it was like, oh, we're terrified.
Well, but even like we've moved like 10 times since we've been married. I've moved like 15 times since I got out of high school or something like that. And every time you go back and you think, oh, that's my little house in the Rocky Mountains. Oh, I loved it. And oh, that's our house out on the prairie of Colorado. Oh, I loved it. But this time we drove by and we were driving around town and everything. And it's like we didn't even live there. It was really, really strange. I mean, I really was shocked at how final and how done we were with Colorado. I mean, it was to the point where the boys were like, I just don't even want to come back here anymore. And for me, if BJ and Ellie weren't there, I probably would never go back again. I really probably wouldn't. If I had a choice and BJ and Ellie weren't living there to go see them, I mean, I would go back to see them and my grandmother, but if it wasn't for them, I would probably never, ever go back again. And it's funny because we even met, we went over to see our old neighbors.
Jennifer's on.
Jennifer,
we drove past your house.
Waved at
like,
you
ah!
as we were driving by. Jennifer, we waved at you. And we went to go see our old neighbors and we were talking to them. And they were telling how they had all got really sick with that thing going around, and their daughter-in-law, who's in her 20s, even ended up in the hospital on a ventilator for a month. And she's just now coming out of an induced coma from it. And so we were talking to them about it and everything, and they were like, yeah, they said, it just feels like absolutely everybody has just lost their minds. And it was really interesting. Our son said the same thing. He was just like, yeah, he's like, people are just going crazy.
You with the traffic and all that.
The traffic and the way they act. He's a cell phone salesman, and the way they act at the store. I mean, I don't know. Carol Ann says, you're describing how I feel about California. I love growing up in tiny Grayton, but I don't recognize it. Yeah. I don't know. Interesting. Lots of people have had that. What was so shocking for us was we have lived in we've moved a lot. This isn't our first rodeo for moving, but I was just completely shocked about how I had no nostalgia. I did not feel sad. I did not feel like, oh, I miss blah, blah, blah.
It was kind of weird. Well, especially since we spent a lot of years really wanting to go back.
Yeah.
Although I think maybe what we wanted to go back to is something like what we had in Estes Park when we were younger. But even Estes Park is really not the same. It's just overwhelmed, and I don't know. It was amazing how busy everything was.
Yeah.
And I guess part of what we realized from there is it was a good choice for us to move to a much smaller place. Because we realized how much we love our new home.
Well, and I mean, there were some things that I missed. Like, we had really good thrift stores in Colorado. So, like, I went to the thrift store, but my word, it was just it was very uncomfortable having to wear masks in all the stores and all of that. I mean, they had a big get together here in town, a big Christmas stroll. And I took video of it, but I didn't put it up yet. I don't know if I will. But it was really the contrast between the Christmas stroll here and probably 5,000-10,000 people all walking downtown, all right next to each other, just mingling in the stores, drinking hot chocolate, just like going on hay rides. Everybody's sitting right next to each other on a hay ride, and going from normalcy to, ooh, you got to stand 6 feet away, oh, masks and all that. It was really shocking how much Americans have just given up and said, okay, we're just going to do this. It was absolutely shocking. And so going from having your freedom and everything to that was a really a big culture shock. I mean, I can imagine what it would be like to go over to Australia or Austria now. I mean, I don't know how those people are even standing it. But anyway.
Is that a quilt behind Mike's right shoulder? Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know what? We need to switch over so they can see the gnome for the holidays. Oh, the quilt back there.
Yeah. Well, can you turn the light and show them? Just turn the light around.
Sure.
And so it was just a really eye-opening experience. And we just really felt good about our decision. And let's see, can they see it now? Can you see it?
Here, hang on. Yeah.
There. It's an old quilt from, I don't know, I think Mom said the 1800s, maybe the late 1800s. Yep. So anyway, it was really eye-opening for us. And my gnome tree. Did you guys see my gnome tree? I put it up today. I didn't get it done soon enough. So that's my gnome tree. Isn't it cute? And it was like confirmation that, yes, this is where we're supposed to be. And like, yes, that part of our life is totally over. We went over to see our old neighbors and saw our house. And what did you think of our old house?
Well, it looked vacant. It looked vacant. And I was thinking, wow, I didn't really feel any connection to it. I was kind of surprised about that, but it's super, super clean. And I mean, we used to have well, of course, there were cars out in front, and I think the people that are there now probably park in the garage, but we didn't park in the garage that much because we had books in the garage. But Tara had gnomes and garden decorations and all that sort of thing, and it was kind of strange to see it just kind of empty. And definitely didn't feel. Usually, when I drive past a house that we've lived in, I think, "Oh, remember when we lived there?" But it didn't really seem.
It was like
that.
we hadn't even lived there. I mean, I recognized the dead flowers that they hadn't cut down yet, and I mean, I recognized it, but it was like it wasn't even a part of our life. It was the strangest feeling because, like I said, I have moved a lot of times, and every time at each house, I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, that's so neat." I had no sadness, no regret, absolutely nothing. We were all really of the mind, how fast can we get out of here? We really were. If we wouldn't have had our dental appointments, we probably would have left after the second day. But it was just crazy. I don't know. It was just really weird. So we feel like we have totally embraced our new life, I guess. Is that what it is?
Were the neighbor dogs still barking? We were only there. It was at night briefly, and we didn't hear them.
Yeah, I didn't hear them.
They were a little less bad in the winter time when we were there because people brought them in more often.
Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely, it was just very interesting sensation because it was like, okay, this is familiar, but it means nothing to me. It was the strangest feeling because even like when I used to live in southeastern Colorado, I would go drive by that house or I'm like, oh, I remember that. Oh yeah, I really like this. Or, oh, I remember those birds or whatever. And so,
Krista, we're in Sheridan, Wyoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was just really, I don't know, it was just really a strange feeling. It was not at all what we thought when we went back. And just seeing the masks versus no masks was really a shock. I mean, that was just really a huge shock. And it was just really interesting. And like, yeah. And seeing some places, they were like, you can't go in unless you have that thing and a mask. And we were like, oh my goodness, seriously? You're not even allowed to go to see a play? It was just absolute crazy because we don't have any of that here.
Your mom says that quilt is a Civil War era quilt.
Oh, it is? It's that old?
Wow.
Oh, I guess I better be a little bit more careful.
Snow. We had probably 3 inches while we were gone and maybe 2 inches overnight last night.
Yeah.
And we were unsure driving. The day we were driving back, it was supposed to snow the next day, and it was kind of medium on the wind. It was a little bit more wind in the south part of the state. And then we got probably about 30 miles from town. There started to be slick spots on the road.
Yeah.
But thankfully we got in before dark because there's a lot of wildlife on the road here at night.
Well, and there was a landslide. And part of the road, apparently like the whole right shoulder, I guess, just disappeared in a landslide. So right outside of towns, that's why you prepare, guys. It's very easy that we could just get trapped in our city with a blizzard, a landslide, anything like the mudslide, anything like that. So
we live in Wyoming now.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And we absolutely love it. Did I go to the eye doctor? I did not. So I think my eye problem is dry eyes because as we were going, I was kind of like, okay, let's see if this, let me see if I can actually read. So like we got this from a viewer and I can actually read what it says. And so I think that when I can't read it, it's dry eyes. So I think that's the problem. Okay. Do you have any questions or comments I'm going to start doing mail real quick.
Amazing Grace Ranch. We go past our old house. We miss it, but we're glad God moved us to the country. The new owners aren't taking care of my flower beds or anything. It kind of makes me sad.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny because there was one house
Oh.
that we really loved that we did a lot of things to, a lot of gardens and fancy fences and stuff like that. And they did a nice job with what they did to it, but they completely renovated it and they tore out all of that.
We put $3,000 worth of fence up, I think.
And there was a really nice big window over this
Gardens.
big tub, and it was kind of
Yeah.
nice to have that light coming in from there. And that whole thing is gone.
Yeah, they totally messed everything up. It didn't look good at all. But yeah.
Yeah.
1984 is almost here yet. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it has absolutely nothing to do with any illnesses. I think it has to do with just being compliant. After going back and seeing that and coming here, I realized that's all it amounts to. But anyway, yeah. Okay, Mike's going to look for questions. We got
Oh, I
from,
saw Susie. Bandana Grandma.
I
Somewhere
think
saw
it's
you.
Sharon. I can't quite read, but I think it's Sharon. She sent us, or Cheryl, excuse me, Cheryl. Look at that little wrapping. Is that not the cutest thing? From Canada. Look what she sent me. Isn't that the cutest thing? Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to decoupage those on something. She sent that to Mom. And it's got a little something in there for Mom. And then she sent us these things called chicken bones and some maple flavored candy for the boys. Okay, you boys want to try this? We said we'd try it on the air. Okay, so here's a chicken bone candy. Oh my, it's pink.
It's a bone of a chicken.
Oh, be careful, don't break your tooth. Oh. Okay, cinnamon. She said you either love them or hate them. Well, I think they're pretty good. I have no idea.
Have you broken it open yet?
Yeah. You want to try one?
Pretty good.
Oh, sure. What are they? Sorry, I was. Ooh, these are the ones that
That's
she
pretty
said you
good.
love them or you hate them?
Yeah. Okay, here's a maple one.
You
You want to
suck
try a
them or
maple
chew
one?
them?
Well, you kind of, I think you can chew it. This is a maple.
Boucher.
This is a maple flavored candy
Un confesseur de gamin.
made in Canada.
Hmm.
Oh, it
So
was
I'll
just
have
like
to
a pure maple candy.
Okay, so I had to bite it so I could see. Well, I like it.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I wonder what it is. It is really good. So since it was hard, I wasn't sure if I should bite it or not.
The maple one's really good. Yum. Okay. Any comments or questions? You like the maple one too?
I'm
think
sorry,
that's
I was
pretty
slightly distracted.
Can you hand me that pile of cards over there, Jack?
There we go. Okay.
You guys, look what I got at Hobby Lobby when we were there. Is that not too stinking cute? I love it. Okay.
Oh, chocolate in the middle. Oh, okay.
Oh, it was chocolate
Thanks,
in the middle?
Paula.
Oh, that's
You guys are
interesting.
making me hungry. Wait, what's the other thing I didn't test it?
The maple one.
I love how Target's excited over the little things.
I do. And look what I found at Walmart. Gnome cookie cutters. I'm going to have to make me some.
Yes, Jennifer, they're called chicken bones.
Yep.
I wonder if it's because they're crunchy on the outside with those soft
Yep.
part in the middle.
Okay, let's see. We got this beautiful card from Steve and Candy. Thank you so much.
Let's see. Oh,
Isn't that pretty?
yeah.
And then we got this, oh yes, from Mary Miller. Mary, she's always sending us stuff. Thank you so much for always thinking of us. You always brighten our day. And this one, oh, this is from Cheryl that sent us everything in Canada. Isn't that pretty? Thank you, Cheryl. We absolutely loved it. Oops, and these are the ones from Thanksgiving. I think I already showed those. And this one is from Jan. Isn't that pretty?
Nice.
Thank you, Jan. And then I have no idea who sent me this, but whoever did, thank you. It showed up with no, I don't think so. Yeah, no label, nothing. And then we got this from Anne. And I think this is, so Anne sent me another letter. Yes, she's an author and she sent me her books and this beautiful scarf.
Wow, it's very pretty.
Thank you. We'll check those out. And then we also got a card from Deborah right there. Thank you, Deborah. And from Mary Miller, or not Mary Miller, from Margaret B. We love Margaret. She's always remembered us every Christmas. Thank you.
Amy, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Amy says, not all Colorado's like that. I'm at the Springs and we're free. And we really like the Springs too. And we were going to go down there, but it was just as full of people. That what we were struggling with when we were there is how many people were coming in, and it was just overwhelming because
it was Colorado Springs has like doubled. It's crazy.
I know, it's funny that the kids are kind of like, oh yeah, mom and dad, okay. And I think about grandparents saying stuff, but when we were there and probably north of Longmont, Colorado, there was absolutely nothing within view of the interstate all the way from there to Wyoming, just 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, except for Johnson's Quarter. But it was kind of shocking that there was so much like busy stuff that so many people have come. And we really like the Springs, but it was really, really
it's not a whole
busy.
lot better than Denver now.
We lived in Weld County and we liked it, but the cities were just still so jam-packed with people coming because they're just leaving other places. And it was just, for us, it's really hard to deal with that. I know some people like the feeling that a lot of action is happening around them and all that, but I think we're just more rural. We discovered when we moved to Idaho back in the 90s.
Yeah. And
your hair looks so beautiful and shiny. Thank you.
And we got the Bible money from Canada. Thank you. We know who you are. And Mom, there's no date on it. So we might, here, I'll just show that. Oops, can you see that? She might be able to recognize that there. That's the one, if you were wondering. And then we got packages from, which one was this? Oh, yes, Tracy Perry. I think Tracy's on there, isn't she?
She said she was leaving to go to church.
Oh, Tracy, I'm so sorry. Well, Tracy, if you're watching this later, thank you. We got this.
Thank
and
you.
Margaret sent Mike a birthday card.
Oh, nice.
Because somebody's birthday's coming up next week.
What?
We won't mention, but his initials are Michael. His initials are Michael.
Oh, thank you, Margaret. Let's see. Happy birthday. So this is the outside. Carolyn, I ordered your mom's book. I thought it was printed. It's a download, and I don't know how to do it. Help, please. Go to livingonadime.com and click on contact and give us your name and your order and tell us you're having trouble, and we will help you.
Yep.
Oh, donuts. Oh, cash for donuts. Thank you. Happy birthday. Oh.
That's so nice.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mike. Happy birthday to you. Okay, I should be singing it. May your birthday be filled with wonderful things. May happiness come your way. May smiles and laughter be yours ever after. Refreshing your day after day. Thank you, Margaret. Wow, this looks like a totally homemade card, too. It's really pretty. I very much appreciate it.
This one's from Tracy. Should we open them?
Sure.
Okay.
Ooh, I like the shape of it. It suggests one of a couple of possible good things. Oh, I thought maybe it might be that kind of thing.
Oh, my goodness.
Are you sure you shouldn't open this one, too?
Oh, Tracy, that is too stinking cute. Uh-oh.
Thank you,
Nope,
everyone.
this one's for you.
Oh, this one's for me.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, True Love was born in a stable. We should put that on the tree with the other ones.
Yes.
We have other ones that are like this, but they're different what they say. So thank you. Oh, that's
Oh my
awesome.
goodness. Oh, look at
Wow.
how cute. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, I'm going nuts with all the gnome stuff this year. Thank you so much, Tracy. Oh, I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Ooh, Laura's starting up her wood pellet stove, Laura Richards, because they got just a little bit of snow in Colorado where she is.
Uh-oh. Okay, comments and questions. Thank you so much, guys, for thinking about us.
Yes,
Oh, my
Denise,
goodness.
cash for donuts. Wait, are you in your chocolate moratorium? Is that what I heard?
Poor Denise.
Poor Denise.
All right.
PO box. Yes, our PO box is 68. Well, I'll wait. Give you a chance to get a pen. Then we'll tell you. Wow, Maddie, I was born and raised in Pueblo, Colorado. My family and I recently moved to a small town in Kentucky. Best thing we could have done. Actually,
Colorado is not the same as it was 20 years ago. Yeah, or even 10 years ago.
It's still pretty. Like the mountains are still pretty, but it's funny. I think God must be doing the work in us, and that it felt more like, I don't know. Our mountains here felt more like home after seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't go up in the national park area where the boys and I have always liked to hike, but
Yeah.
yeah.
How's Mom's house going today? She got her new refrigerator. She was super excited about that. And so we are going to get her old refrigerator, which I am super excited about that, on this, maybe closer to this weekend. A guy from church is going to help us. And so then I won't have my rattling refrigerator anymore. I'll be so happy. And so that'll be one irritation in my kitchen that will be fixed. So that's coming along. She's not getting very fast getting unpacked, but she's trying. But she's trying to get unpacked. Grandma is going to come for a couple of weeks at Christmas, hopefully. So she's trying to get ready for that. Do we ship to Canada? We do ship to Canada, but let me tell you, I'm very sorry, but it's $50 just for the shipping right here. This is a 5-pound book and this is a 4-pound book. Now, it is worth every penny. I will tell you that, but that is only what the post office charges us. We don't have a way to get cheaper shipping because of where we live. And so it's just what the post office charges us. So I'm really sorry about that. Okay. Same feelings we had in California. You're supposed to be doing comments.
Well, the medians asked me a couple of times, so I was like, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, Hair Chick says you could get the ebooks instead, and I know unfortunately ebooks aren't quite the same as print books, but
yeah,
unfortunately it used to be cheaper to send them to Canada, and then the post office dramatically increased the price 5 or so years ago.
Yeah.
For us to ship them, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
We only charge what they actually charge us for shipping.
Mommy of 6. Tar's been gnome crazy before it was cool. Oh yeah. So I have always loved gnomes. I'm a huge gardener, and I got my first gnome in 1991, the first one I ever saw. And then in 2002, Big Lots had a couple of gnomes, and Mike got them for me for Christmas. You remember those gnomes?
Yes.
And
that was right when we first started to see them.
And they just first started coming out. And we went to Wisconsin one time, and we found a little gnome picture, and he got me that. I have always loved gnomes. And don't be sending me no email about them. I just think they're cute little guys. I ain't worshiping them. I'm not doing all this stuff. They're just cute little guys that I like to have in my garden. So anyway, I just think they're cute, and I love putting them out in my garden, in my flowers. And so that's why this year I did my gnome tree, because I got all kinds of Christmas gnomes from our viewers and everything. So yeah. But anyway, all right, next question.
Oh, sorry. A lot of people talk about gnomes. Question. Oh, I just shared the address that people were asking. But if you didn't see it in the chat, it's P.O. Box 6837, Sheridan, Wyoming 82801. And you can actually go to livingonadime.com and up near the top, I forgot what it looks like. There's a tab that says videos and then show notes, and it's our show notes and on our contact page. But it's P.O. Box 6837, Sheridan, Wyoming 82801.
Okay, so now update on the books. The books are, the first truck of books is arriving tomorrow. Now, we don't know for sure what's on that truck. So we're just going to start at the oldest orders, and we're going to work our way to the newest. We're going to start with the oldest orders first to get all those out, because some people have been waiting since June. And I am just so thankful for all of you who have been so patient and kind. Thank you. We haven't had but just a couple of people yelling at us. And so thank you very much for just being so nice and thoughtful and understanding that we were totally had no control over it. So thank you so much. So, all right. Questions?
Aw, thank you, Jennifer.
Oh, that was so nice. I just read her comment too. Thank you, Jennifer. We love you.
They had a complete series of David the Gnome on YouTube. David the
Oh,
Gnome?
really?
I don't know what that is.
Never saw that before.
Anita, it was just when we went back to Colorado, the area where we were from, it was just super, super crazy busy with stuff. And we left because it was so overwhelming that way. But going back after being gone for 5 months, it seemed way more than it was when we were there. So that was, so I'm sure some people still absolutely love living there, but for us, it was just, it was a quiet, relaxed John Denver kind of place when we were kids. And then now it's crazy. Now it's more like, it's more like a big crazy city.
Stephanie says Walmart has a gnome Christmas tree for $20 by their other Christmas trees. Have you seen that? I don't think our Walmart has that, or I would notice that. That's too cute. How's the mortgage going payoff? It's only been 5 months. We actually haven't paid. Well, okay, so we had a $50,000 bill that came that we needed to pay off first. And so we're working on that, and that is done. And now in January, we're going to start working on paying off our mortgage. So
how old am I? Oh, I will be 52. Wow, it's hard to say that.
Man, you're an old man.
Doesn't seem that way.
What are you doing with such a young thing like me?
I don't know. Something happened there.
Are we still good with our mail carrier? Yes. She loves all the food that I've been giving her, all the recipes and everything. Although we're trying to decide what to do with the channel again. I've been doing a whole bunch of recipe videos, and they just are not working out. And the recipe videos are taking me like 60 to 70 hours of time. And I can do a prepping video for an hour and a half or so. And the prepping videos make like 500 times the money that a recipe video does. So we're like, what are we going to do with our channel? But because of that, I've been giving tons of food to the mail lady, and she has been so thankful not to have cooked dinner. She absolutely loved it.
Your mom says when I was Mike's age, they were wanting to put me in a nursing home. Well, yeah, but that was a separate. That was for different reasons, man. How's the studio coming along? Well, it's not. Well, it's secretly, quietly coming along in little bits and pieces. We have some new lights that
Oh.
we got for that. And today I got some new light stands for the new lights. And we're kind of a little bit, right now it's not happening, but I think little by little I'm kind of building it in the background. And tell Tara I said that.
So the problem is we were going to put the studio out in the big warehouse shop, whatever you want to call it. But now that we're here, I don't know that it's going to work to have a recipe studio out there. It's just going to be too much of a pain in the butt, I think. I cannot remember things. I can make a list up the wazoo. And I am afraid that if I try to do recipes out there, I'm going to be going back and forth and back and forth. And so then we were like, well, we'll just spend $20,000 and totally remodel the whole kitchen. But we're not making that much money on recipe videos that it's worth spending $20,000 to remodel the kitchen at the moment. I'm working with another YouTuber to give me kitchen remodeling ideas. I'm going to do a collab with him. So I'm super excited with that. That's coming up in January. He's doing a 3D printing of ideas for my kitchen. And so we'll probably still remodel it, but I don't know if we're going to remodel it just for us for practical use, or if we're going to remodel it to have it be a studio, or if we'll go out to the big garage. I don't know. Mike keeps wanting to do recipe videos, but guys, I'm not kidding. We make 100 times more money on the silly prepping and stockpiling videos than we ever do on the recipe videos. So it's ridiculous for us to expend all this energy when they're not doing anything.
Margaret says, Mike, you're not old. That's only about 11 in Celsius.
Well, there you go.
So we'll just switch over to metric. And
So does that make me -3?
Sure. Yes, sure.
Karen.
Actually, the funny thing is, I saw people older than me when I was a kid. I saw the adults getting older and how some of them just like grieved and hated it and complained about it. And I passed many of those birthdays, and I haven't gotten to the point where I'm dreading it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I realize, you get to be old enough then, because I remember Tara's grandpa used to say, Mike, don't get old. Okay.
Okay, so somebody asked what the difference between the books are. This is volume 1, our original cookbook. This is volume 2, all new recipes. Okay, all new recipes. They go together, but you can use them separately. And then this is our gluten-free one, and they're all 35% off right now. And that sale is ending next week when we get the new books in. Okay. Honey Hollow, I think it's more of a sign of time, everybody unpacked about what's gone on over the last 2 years. Yeah. And, and we've had a lot of people with our stockpiling videos say how much they really appreciated us doing them because they got that thing going around, or they got laid off, or they were told they had to get that thing, so they quit their job. And so that they were really thankful that they had their stockpile so they didn't have to worry about food, or they got their debt paid off so that then when they did get laid off, it wasn't a big deal. And so we've had a lot of people say that they really appreciate us doing that. So yeah. Anyway.
M. Flynn J1 says, in your gluten-free cookbook, if you use arrowroot or tapioca, do you know of any easy substitution?
Cornstarch.
Well, there you go. So are those things all used for thickening?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you going to sell your soaps and lotions?
No, not right now. I'm not. Bandana Grandma, but don't the recipe videos help sell your books? No. We actually sold double the amount of books with our stockpiling videos than we did our recipe ones. Yeah. I mean, guys, we're talking a lot more money. And I'm not going to give exact numbers because there's people on the internet who take our information and blow it out of proportion and spread rumors about us that aren't true. But I'm telling you,
They make us laugh.
Yeah, they give us a good laugh. But it is a significant amount of more ad revenue and book sales. We doubled our book sales with the stockpiling videos. So, and the recipe videos just absolutely suck the life out of me. So I don't know. So that's part of last week where we were having problems because I had just done another series of videos that I haven't put out yet. And I just about was to have a complete meltdown. Mike will tell you. I was about melting down last week to the point where I don't know if you guys noticed, but there wasn't a video this week. And
What?
I told Mike, I said, fine. I said, I'm just not doing any videos. I'm just going to take off while we're in Colorado and try to regroup. And we got home and I didn't really feel regrouped, but yeah. So part of going in January to this marketing class is to kind of help us figure out the direction we want to go with all of this.
That's hilarious, Margaret. Oh, sorry.
What?
I thought you were done with that. Oh, she just said her son's birthday is 55. He's 55 today, and he doesn't want to get old, so she made a magnet that said he's only 12 in Celsius.
That's hilarious.
So,
do our new cookbooks have the same volume as same recipes as Not Just Beans? Yes. Volume 1 is our original book that was named Not Just Beans. It's Dining on a Dime Volume 1 now. We changed the name.
although it has a lot more recipes than Not Just Beans did at the time.
Mhm.
So if you lost it and you have to get a new one, the new one would have
Yeah.
a lot more recipes than Not Just Beans.
Yeah.
M. Flynn wants to know, does this cornstarch work just as good as the tapioca and arrowroot?
Oh yeah. Just as well. Yeah. Let's see.
Stephanie, I'm 38. People will think I'm in my 20s, even with gray streaks of hair. I noticed that the gray doesn't necessarily look bad.
Yeah.
Like it actually looks nice on a lot of people.
Yeah. You guys are not preppers. You just want to make money. Well, you better believe I want to make money, but I got news for you. I lived with nothing growing up. So don't you even dare tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I lived it. I lived with no heat. I lived with no gas. I lived only only heating with wood. I lived where you only had one pair of shoes and that was it. So don't give me that baloney. I know full good and well. And the thing is, people like us who've actually had to go through something will make it a whole lot better than all those people who've never had to go through anything. That's why we do these videos, to at least get people to wake up and see you need to do something. So anyway, and let's see. We just banned you anyway.
What?
So
Whoa. Oh, that's a good
all right.
I have no response to that.
I ain't putting up with that baloney. I'm sorry. This is our business. And so we have to decide where to expend our energy, which I don't have a lot of. And so if I'm going to spend 70 hours making literally a 20th of the money for a different kind of video, I have to think about that. I'm not going to sit here and kill myself making videos that aren't going to pay for us. So.
Oh, thank you, James. James super chatted €1.99.
Oh, thanks.
James is in West Kerry, Ireland.
Ooh, yes.
We
All right.
absolutely love. Oh, and
Josephina said, "Can we sing Happy Birthday to Isabel?" All right, we'll sing Happy Birthday to Isabel. Are you ready?
Sure.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Isabel. Happy birthday to you.
Yay!
You go, girl. Turning 12. Jack's 12. How's it feel being 12, Jack? Is it great?
No, it
Doesn't feel any different, huh?
really that different.
So, all right.
Oh, Diane super chatted $20 for Bible money. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. And we are sending out the Bibles like crazy. I'm doing about 100 Bibles a week. I just did another order and I doubled it again. Every time I've had to order, I keep adding more and more and more. And so I just doubled it again. Thank you for that. And thank you, Colleen. She loves my videos no matter what. So thank you. Let's see. Well, thank you. Jill says, just make the videos that earn you the most and don't wear you out. Yeah, I mean, guys, there's a fine line here. And part of the problem with a lot of preppers is that they're advanced preppers and they're not beginner. And we are beginner prepping videos because there are a lot of people like my neighbor who we absolutely love. She had nothing on hand. We had floods, couldn't go get groceries. And I was hollering at her, why are you going to get milk? The roads are flooding. And she's like, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And so that's why we do beginning prepping. And now she is prepared. She showed me her stockpile. And last time we were at her house, and she was so excited to see it. So yes, I know. All right, Jonathan, a package is on the way to your house, sir. And guys, tomorrow, the first sets of books are arriving, are 35% off. Pre-ordering sale is going to end as soon as the 4th truck arrives early next week. So if you want a book for 35% off, grab it. That's the cheapest it's going to be for this year. You get it?
We're kind of sick of sales after this one lasting so long.
We've never had a 6-month sale before. Our 6-month sale is ending.
Yeah, we thought it was
All
going to
right.
just be short, and then with all the delays.
Yep. So come here, Jack. Let's sing happy birthday to Dad real quick, and then we're going to go.
There was another
Since
birthday
it's
on here,
Dad's
too.
birthday in a couple of
Do I need to
days.
get the lighter?
Well, we do,
Right.
but you got to go, so we'll just sing it. You ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad and Mike. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, yay! Woohoo!
All right, here, pretend candle. There you go.
Thank you, everyone.
All right,
Thanks.
guys, we're going to go. We're going to see you next time. Please visit us at livingonadime.com. We hope you have a great night. See you later.
Susie, let us know or email us, and we'll tell you if you did.
All right, bye.
Bye.